Hi, I'm Lisa Marie. Welcome to my channel, Living My Best Life, where I help you live yours. Today we're going to talk about self-talk. Let me tell you what the magazine Psychology Today describes self-talk as. Self-talk is the internal chatter. It can be cheerful or supportive or negative or self-defeating. Now, obviously, we would rather have positive self-talk, but we'll get into that. Basically, it's the art or practice of talking to oneself, either aloud or in your head. It's actually a huge part of what makes us who we are. It impacts how we feel about ourselves. It impacts how we feel about what we can accomplish in life, how we are viewed by the world, and how we interact with others. Self-talk actually impacts our self-esteem, our self-confidence, and our self-image, how we see ourselves. The Laboratory of Neuroimaging at the University of Southern California, USC, did a study, and they have found that every person has approximately 70,000 thoughts a day. That is overwhelming. I know I think a lot, but that's a lot. Would you have ever imagined 70,000? We're not just thinking or self-talking when we're awake, but we're doing it when we're sleeping. It's just never ending. Our mind never stops. No wonder we're so tired all the time. We really need to become mindful and self-aware of our self-talk and our thoughts. Because honestly, self-talk and thoughts go hand in hand. Sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're kind of intertwined. We really need to deliberately stop the negative and replace it with positive. We need to be aware of the destructive things we're saying to and about ourselves. Words actually have a lot of power. I did a whole video called Words Have Power. I'll put a link up in the cards. And I just suggest you go watch that video when you're done with this one. It really will help you understand that better. I'm going to give you 4 different things that you need to stop doing to help improve your self-talk. The first one is catastrophizing. That's like playing the what if game. So let's say somebody is late and hasn't showed up to an event. So the next thing you think is, oh my gosh, what happened? Did they get in an accident? Oh no, did they die? Are they at the hospital? Oh no, what's gonna happen if they die? Oh my gosh, what about the funeral? How's that gonna look? I mean, it's kind of crazy, but we do that sometimes, and that's just one example. But we'll take something that, didn't really happen, but we start thinking about it, and we'll turn it into this whole horrible thing. It just snowballs to a worst case scenario. We need to stop that right away. The next thing is blaming. First of all, don't blame yourself for anyone else's pain or heartache, and don't blame others for yours. They may have been a part of it and you may have been a part of theirs, but at the end of the day, you need to get rid of the blame and move forward and start thinking more positively. What will I do because of this? How will I be different because of this? How can I turn this into a better situation? When you blame others, you're basically giving away your own power by putting that power in their hands, as if they have control over you, and they don't. So if you give that power to somebody else, then you basically just handed yours away voluntarily, and I really don't think you want to do that. I know I don't want to do that. The next thing you don't want to do is rehashing. So you're playing a scenario over and over in your head and thinking it through and trying to figure it out. And that doesn't accomplish much of anything. It's fine to think of something a few times, but if you keep rehashing something and you're not getting anywhere, you need to just stop yourself and say, I'm not going to think about this anymore. I'm going to replace that thought with something more productive, something positive. And the last one is rehearsing. This is when we are projecting a future scenario in our mind as to what might happen. And we play it over and over again also, but how it might unfold, not how it did unfold. It's a little bit like the catastrophizing one, but it doesn't have to be something terrible. But you don't need to do that, because if something hasn't happened yet, what's the point of trying to guess? Now, when you're trying to, figure out a situation, should I go this way or that way? Yeah, you have to think things through, but you don't have to do that over and over again. You just kind of go through it once. The main thing here is to not think negative thoughts, not talk negatively to yourself in your head. Just get rid of the negative self-talk. You're going to have self-talk one way or the other, so why not choose to have positive self-talk? That's what you really need to do. I don't know about you, but that's what I want to do. Tell me about some things that you've had to overcome in terms of self-talk. Put that down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. It might make for a great discussion. And in the meantime, let's do what we can to replace that negative self-talk with positive. That's what I'm going to do. I hope you do it too. And I'll see you in the next video. Well, actually, that is the battle cry of the mansplainer. When you hear that, run for the hills. And now you know, and you can be part of the conversation. See you next time. Bye.